guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're gonna do a lighthearted reading. I'm gonna do a bit of an intro before we're gonna get into your piles. So guys, I'm not very visible, I'm not very active on YouTube lately, the past weeks, probably the past month, because I'm putting all my focus on introspective hypnosis. I'm practicing, I'm seeing the results already, which I'm really happy about. It's very powerful. And I want to spend that time, to kind of soak everything in and do as much as I can so that I can bring introspective hypnosis the next month on my website for anyone who wants to dive deep, So that's what I'm doing right now. I did have an amazing day in the forest today. Second time in the forest in the past month. Both times I saw a snake. Born in a snake year, so hey, meant to be. Pile number 1 is on the left, pile number 4 is on the right. I'll see you in timestamps. Hey guys, whoever has chosen pile number 1, I'm not gonna pull too many cards today. I really want to focus on a couple of cards and just dive deep into it, okay? I'll say max up to 3. The question we are asking today is, what are your ancestors the most proud of right now? So I don't know why this question popped in my mind before I started, laying the decks out, and I didn't feel like I wanted to give you any BS or dive too deep. I just wanted to give you a pat on the back today, and I hope this pile is yours. If it's not vibing, maybe choose another one or another reading or reader. Let's see, what are your ancestors most proud of you right now? What are they most proud of right now? Let's take, so that's the Triple Goddess Tarot. I also want to use the Haunted House Tarot. And let's come back to Triple Goddess. We'll pull 3 cards only. Okay, great. So you've got the 4 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Let me pull this a little bit closer to you so you can see it better. Let's change the angle slightly. Here we go. So what I'm seeing, literally, half of the readings that I'm doing are basically channeled. So sometimes people ask me, hey, why don't you show your face more often? Because half of the time I'm out of it. Okay. Some people don't like me when I'm showing my face, but most of the time I don't either way, So what I'm picking up is a very strange message straight away. Try and filter them through, okay? It's not going to be for everyone because I'm going to be quite specific right now. Your ancestors saw when you have given your last bite to someone else, right? It doesn't have to be only talking about food. It can be talking about maybe the time that you've given to someone, even if you didn't have time yourself, but you chose that person, hey, they need a bit more, affection, they need this because I have that, they just in a bad place. Your ancestors are proud of you of how you manage to come out of those days when it doesn't feel like maybe you want to do things, or it doesn't feel like you want to get up and go, but you still do, okay? It's almost like pile number 1 is very capable of prioritizing the person who is weaker and putting themselves on a back burner almost. Now, this wouldn't be healthy to do all the time, but it's talking about a specific situation where you chose to do some type of a good deed that was super impactful for someone else, and for most of you it seems like you maybe haven't even noticed or recognized how impactful this connection or that deed was to someone. In the way that I'm seeing the Knight of Swords here is that everything good that you choose to do, it's almost like a good karma is written down in that book. That's exactly how I see the Knight of Swords here. For some of you, now switching between scenarios, your ancestors are really proud of your writing skills. So that would be, if someone has a blog, if someone is writing a book, or the way that you channel the information that's being given to you on your notepad or diary, that's something that you are great at. Overall, it feels like your ancestors are proud of how you've overcome difficulties in your life. Okay, and I keep hearing you continue to do so. The message that I'm getting, keep approaching, those meh days gracefully. If someone helped someone on the street, this has been acknowledged, this has been noticed, there is good karma coming back, okay? If someone has helped someone at work who's not as capable, not as knowledgeable, maybe knew on someone who needed help, this has been acknowledged, a pat on the back. Now this is going to be for a couple of you. Your ancestor or ancestors are proud of you recognizing which offer to take and which one feels a bit like, not sure about it. This means the way you listen to your intuition and trust it works great for you, especially when it comes to offers. Especially if you feel like, I don't know if I want to, work with this person or collab with this person or take this offer, and you're kind of like, let me see how it feels like tomorrow. Let me sleep on it. And it seems like for a lot of you, you've been guided by that, light in you, by your higher self, your intuition, and it's been acknowledged. For some of you, you started to accept help from others, not only give it. This is a great place to be. It's a very balanced place to be in. It's saying continue doing so. Maybe someone hasn't done that for a really long time and now they're learning how to do it. Learning how to, not only help other people, but prioritize themselves at the same time, or accept help a bit easier, because it seems like for some of you here, it has been difficult to do in the past. And now you're like, I'm doing it again. I'm saying no to help. Why am I doing this? Right? I have people who want to help me. So I'm learning how to do that. That's another pat on the back. So I have thrown out a lot of, kind of different scenarios in pile number 1. Please choose which one sits right with you, because I'm reading for a lot of people. But overall energy, I'd say for pile number 1, your ancestors are proud of you, how you overcome those gloomy days. How you deal with those gloomy days. Maybe some of you have, learned how to be better at it through time, and that has made a massive difference in your life. Okay? Thank you, Tribe, for coming back. Love you as always. I'll catch you soon. Hey, Tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 2, let's see, what are your ancestors proud of? I'm going to be switching between scenarios. I got quite a lot of different types of messages for pile 1, so filter them out, see which one sits right with you. What are your ancestors proud of? No, I want the Steampunk Tarot in the middle. Yeah, I knew it. Okay, let's take a look at this. Your ancestors are proud of how you managed to get out of a difficult situation. Okay, so that was quite an abrupt ending. It can be work, relationship, mostly relationship. I'd say whatever relationship this is. For pile number 2, your ancestors are proud of that you've decided to leave. Okay, I don't know what leave means to all of you here, but they're proud of you that you decided to end a chapter, or how you dealt with the end of a chapter. And that wasn't very pleasant, okay? That you'd know what this is, if this is the message for you. For a lot of you, your ancestors are proud of that you've decided not to choose a fight, you know? You probably have observed the situation and you were like, listen, fighting will not give me closure, or will not lead me somewhere successful. I choose to walk away peacefully. And that's what they're proud of you too. Now, for a lot of you, what I'm also seeing here, your ancestors are really proud of that you took some time to stay with yourself, or to dive deep into your soul's wisdom and see what it is that you want to do. Maybe some of you are in this type of energy right now. You are like, listen, I gotta figure myself out before I do something else. Or I feel like this is a time to focus on myself and what kind of wisdom, what kind of spark, talent, ability I hold. What am I about? What am I about? And once I figure this out, that's when I'll be able to almost like reconcile with the world, my surroundings, people I haven't seen for a long time. Okay, so especially that time on your own is something that stands out the most. It doesn't mean that you completely isolated yourself from others. It just means that your focus was within. Okay, you can still be having a dinner with your friends or your family, but still reflect whilst everyone talking, right? So you can be within and also be social at the same time. Okay, so I hope you're getting what I'm talking about here. But overall, I'd say if you've taken a break from something to realize what you want really, and then you came back with it with different vision, your ancestors are proud of that, because there was almost like, or there will be, a time of realization, because you needed that time, you needed that different perspective, you needed different type of shades, I want to say, okay? It's almost like I'm seeing you changing lenses, okay? But you're changing lenses because you've taken that time to do so. Exploration, self-exploration is big here. So if you started, spending some more time, maybe focusing on the soul's evolution, what you came here for, your ancestors applaud you for that. Some of you have forgiven a situation that wasn't very easy to forgive for a long time, or a person. It wasn't easy to make peace with it, and you did at the end. And this is your freedom. This is saying this is a beginning to a new chapter, okay? Beginning to a more colorful type of life and different emotions and experiences for you. Now, switching to a completely different story, okay? This might not be for everyone. Your ancestors are proud of how you decided to, I want to say, reunite or spend more time where you grew up, or people that you grew up with, those who are the closest ones. And I do believe that for a lot of you, maybe you had this urge to spend a bit more time with your childhood friend, your family, someone that you maybe didn't spend as much time bonding with, or life happened and you had to go separate ways, and you didn't spend as much time with them because you were busy and they were busy, and it just happened that way. Returning to certain places, that have a lot of memory, land, family, friendships, that's something that they're proud of, because it does seem like there had to be that time of, pause and coming back with different energy. So I'd say the Six of Cups, for me, the vibe that I'm getting, it's almost like a promise for a lot of you, saying expect more soul tribe members coming back. Even if you haven't met them just yet, they might be coming back from your past life, someone that you grew up with, someone who you had a family with, okay? Things like that. This is sweet. this is sweet, but some kind of an ending had to happen here, which wasn't very nice, very enjoyable. It was probably a little bit like, oh, damn it, you know, I have to take time to process this all. And I think a lot of you approached it gracefully because that transformation had to happen. For some of you, it took more time to get back up on your feet or to forgive. For some of you, less. But overall, that transition from one place to another in your life was really impactful, and they're proud how you overcame that. So I hope that this made sense. Pile number 2, tribe, thank you very much for coming back. Love you as always. I'll catch you soon. Hey tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 3. Let's see what your ancestors are proud of. Okay, got major arcanas here. Let's pull from one more deck in the middle, and I want the triple goddess tarot. What are your ancestors proud of? Pile 3. Let's pull these cards a bit closer and adjust the camera. Here we go. So we have Judgment, 6 of Pentacles, and Temperance. Let's start with, now filter the messages out. What's meant for you and what's meant for someone else, because I'll be jumping between scenarios here. But overall, what I'm seeing, your ancestors are proud of, I want to say, the place that you went to, a land that you went to for some of you. For others of you, what I'm seeing, your ancestors are proud of, someone visited someone's grave lately, and it's almost like that was needed at that time. But this is one spirit thanking this. This seems like there is a bit of, you know, interference happening here of a deceased person on top of what ancestors are proud of. But overall, what I'm picking up here, your ancestors are proud of how, I want to say, woke you became over time, how much more you are seeing now than what you've seen before. The light that you see now that you maybe haven't seen before, this is all to do with soul's growth. And how you manage to cope with very tiresome situations where you didn't have energy left maybe for yourself, you were doing so much, but you still managed to smile and, I want to say, to do your job without lashing out on someone, or to raise your child even if you are tired. You know, those days when you're super tired and you feel weak, you still manage to give your best. This is very emotional, but this is very sweet, okay? Mostly your ancestors are proud of how you manage to juggle and balance things in your life, okay? How you manage to juggle things and find balance where you might think sometimes balance cannot be found. You still manage to find it. For some of you, a bit of a random message is coming through. Your ancestors are proud of the something to do with liquid or food, whatever you put in your body. Maybe some of you are either connected to food, maybe you cook, bake. For others of you, maybe you've changed your diet and it's much healthier now. Because I'm seeing someone sees their body as a temple, and they care about what they put in their body. Now, this is going to be a bit more recent. For some of you, your ancestors are proud of how you overcame and how you managed to understand the last awakening that you had, because for some of you that was pretty intense and a lot of answers were given throughout that time. And I'm seeing them almost like observing you. Will you get this? Will you get the message? Will you let it pass? And you got every single message that was shown to you, and it's almost like you managed to soak it all in. It doesn't seem like for pile number 3 there are many messages. It's like, you're good, you know, you can go now. That's how it feels like. You're good, you know this, you can go now. You know, continue doing your thing, what it is that you're doing already, because you manage pretty well, but they just want you to remember to give yourself a bit more sleep, okay? Give yourself a bit more rest, or maybe those 5 minutes, you know, close your eyes and just kind of be still in silence for 5 minutes if you can, and just a bit of peace, especially when it comes to sound. You know, maybe switch everything off. Don't look at anything, you know, just even for 5 minutes. That's something that some of you are lacking here, I'm seeing, because you tend to give out a lot of energy, a lot of yourself, and I think for a lot of you it might be connected to your jobs or maybe family for some of you. And you need that peace and silence, you know, because it does seem like for a lot of you, you might be energetically sensitive, and this would be your way of recharging, okay? So I hope that this made sense. I'm sorry that was short for pile 3, because you're good, you can go now. Tribe, thank you very much for coming back, Chloe, as always. I'll catch you soon. Hey pile 4 people, let's see what is up with you. What are your ancestors proud of? What are your ancestors proud of? You have the 2 of Wands. You have the 7 of Swords. I'm gonna pull from one more deck a card in the middle. And you have the 7 of, you have 2 7s here, 7 of Wands as well. Let's take a look at this. I'm doing a short one today. I don't want too many cards on the table. Let me show you how they look like. All right. You know what your ancestors are proud of? That you know what's right for you and you don't give up on it. Even if some people don't see your vision, you go after it and you stand your ground regardless. Because I think your maybe intuition is quite strong, and even if you don't see why you think that way, you don't know why you think that way or why you have to do certain things, you trust yourself. It's almost like you see a whole like plan in your mind, but maybe you don't see a destination. All you know is what the next couple of steps to take, and everything else will be shown afterwards. And that's how maybe you lead your life. You're like, I got this. Even if I don't know how I'm going to climb that mountain. Do I? I don't, but all I know is I can do it. For some of you, your ancestors are really proud of how you manage and how you approach your solitude. For a lot of you, you've learned how to be good on your own, because it seems like you've explored so much of yourself already that you don't need anyone or anything else to make you happy. Your free spirit is what they're proud of. Exploration. For some of you, you started recently maybe spending a bit more time in nature, specifically forest or green areas. And I'm hearing for some of you, that's where we hang out. Or that's where we are most present. That's where the energy lies. Forest has a lot of energy in it. And maybe some of you have been going there to recharge, maybe on your own. Maybe for some of you with someone, but someone who allows you to feel good and to take everything that you need to take from those places. Some of you have made a plan where you're going to go next, what you're going to explore, what you want to see, maybe something that is hidden, maybe something that is not so touristy. a place like that, and your ancestors are like nudging you to go there, even though they know that you're gonna go there regardless. They're like, yes, let's go there, let's explore that place. But overall, when I'm looking at the middle card, they're really proud of how you manage to stick to what you believe in, and it's been shown right every time. It's like you're not easily distracted by others' opinions, others' points of view. It's not that you argue, it's not that you try and prove them that, you know, that your truth is the one. It's about you knowing what's right for you, and you're just very peaceful with it. And you're like, yeah, I know that I got this, you know. Maybe for some of you don't share a lot of information, but when you do, people are like, whoa, you know, why you never talked about this? You're like, I don't know. But it's because you don't need to prove anything to anyone, right? So that being humble and continuing to explore in life is what they're proud of you. Continue to explore places other people haven't explored that much would be the message in pile number 4. Continue exploring places. The place can be metaphorical. This can be maybe a hobby, a job, or maybe an approach that you have that is a bit different, unexplored, you know, the path that hasn't been walked too many times, and things like that, you know, because it seems like at the end of the day, you're gonna find something quite authentic, magical, and very important for yourself. And this is all about self. So your ancestors are really proud of how you manage to deal with self. And that humble type of mindset is what is going to take you places. These people over here, they're on their own exploring, okay? They're both looking at the forest or at some type of landscape, and they both like, they're on their own. They're like, I don't mind going solo. Maybe if some of you have decided to go on some type of solo trip that you wanted for a long time, or just go and do things on your own that you haven't done before but you really wanted to, that would be your pat on the back, because it does seem like when you spend that time on your own, there's so much more that you see, because some of you may be easily distracted. So that walk in the forest by the mountain wouldn't be always the same for you with someone than it would be on your own. You'd maybe stop and look at a tree and observe it. Maybe you'd stop and pick up a stone, where maybe when you walk with someone constantly, you chat and you don't pay attention to details. And I think for a lot of you, for pile number 4, what they're proud of is how you pay attention to details. Stopping and smelling the roses, and also believing firmly in what sits right with you, even if it wouldn't sit right with a group of people. Okay, so I hope that this made sense. Pile number 4. Tribe, thank you for coming back. Love you as always. I'll catch you soon.